Okay, these are the essential basics that must be accomplished. You're likely to be managing one of three different types of teams. One of the teams will be still meeting face to face because you are frontline staff, a supermarket, a hospital, a pharmacy, something that is essential. And thank you for being there for us all. The second will be a team that is working from home, working virtually, perhaps for the first time ever, and you are managing virtually for the first time ever, but you have still got work to do and there's tasks to be accomplished. The third type of team is the team that's at home with no work to do. Say you're a hairdresser or you are a fabric shop, so there's no need for you to be open at the moment, so you've sent everybody home, yet you are still a team, and you still do need to communicate to them. So you'll be one of those three types of teams, and your needs will be slightly different accordingly. But actually there's a lot of similarity and there's a lot of things that really are important for you as a manager of a team to recognise at this time. The first is that communication has to be continued, and it's essential. Now, if you're face to face, you've got communication because they're standing in front of you and you're talking as per normal. If you're in a virtual team, please don't attempt to manage via email alone. It has to be video. It has to be video. And if you sent your team home and they don't have any work to do, again, the communication from you to them has to be video, has to be eye to eye. The reason for that is that when it comes to communicating emotions, feelings, beliefs, and all that kind of important thing, words constitute only 7%. Only 7% of the communication mediums that are open to us. The remaining 93% is communicated through our tone of voice, pace and tone of voice, and our body language. It is crucial that it's via video. If you've not done video before, don't worry, there are some very easy things to do. And actually there's some great offers out there at the moment to make it easy for you. My favourite is Zoom, that's ZOOM, very easy, intuitive to use, and yeah, even my mother's doing it, so there's no excuse for anyone. Microsoft Teams, which is the same, it's a sort of conferencing thing for Microsoft Office systems, they're offering that software for free at the moment, so take advantage of that and download that. A little bit more complicated to use, but it's there and it's available for you, and it is also available to Apple Mac as well, so you can do that as well. But whatever your medium, it has to be this, it has to be the video and the face-to-face. The second thing now is to start, in times of uncertainty, it's very important to emphasize and reinforce what remains certain. And there's a lot of things that remain certain. You're still a team. You will get through this and business will come back as per normal afterwards. And also there's a whole thing around meetings. Whatever your normal meeting structure, when you're face to face and working together, continue it. So if you have a meeting at 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning, have your virtual meeting at 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning, even if you're not discussing any business stuff because people are at home with nothing to do. Still have that meeting at 9 o'clock because it's just a piece of normality. It's a piece of saying things are continuing as normal. This will give people confidence. They'll relax a bit more and it will sort of subdue people a bit. This time is unsettling for so many, so make sure that that happens. The other thing to think about is that this is particularly for those that are virtual. Actually, no, it's for everybody. We are frightened, we are panicked, people are feeling emotional. You will find that people will go into panic mode. Basically what they're doing is the part of their brain that's responding is the old reptile brain, small little reptile brain in our brains there, that responds to fear. It's an immediate response to, oh, things are wrong, oh no, oh. I mean, I myself, and I believe myself to be quite calm, I have been responding panicked. my washing machine leaked, and I thought, oh no, that's a new washing machine. No, it wasn't. I simply hadn't closed the dispenser drawer properly, so it just leaked out a bit. But my immediate response was, big. And your staff will be in the same situation. So it's very, very important that you remain calm as much as you can, and that you listen out people when they're in panic. And if people are in panic, don't, as a manager, take it personally or judge them too harshly for this. This is normal in times of uncertainty. And just recognize that it's the reptile brain that's immediately responding and going in there, bang, with the worst case scenario. We need to just allow people to vent a little bit and then ask them some questions so that they come forward into the cortex brain, the big logical brain at the front of our heads, and they start thinking a little bit rationally. Now, this is where we step in with what we know to be certain. They could mention something that's uncertain and you go, okay, but this is certain. Oh, yeah, this is certain. And also, it's a great opportunity for you to come in with some identity statements for the team, and more about this in a later video, but some identity statements. Do you know what? We will get through this. You know what? We've got through the last week. We'll get through the next week. You know what? We're a resilient team. We're a creative team. We will find the solution to this, so that you bring in some calm things about what is certain. If you're a virtual team, it's very important that you don't just have video team meetings that are functional about business. It's extremely important that you include some elements in your virtual team meeting times for the social chit-chat, for the personal interaction. This actually is what binds teams together. It pulls teams in together. So, I mean, think of it for a moment. When you call a meeting, everyone sort of congregates in the coffee room before the meeting, and they're making a cup of coffee and they're doing social chit-chat. They're asking, how's your father? They're asking stuff. This is so crucial to replicate this in our virtual meetings. Then they come into the meeting, and then the meeting's called to order and we're on the agenda items. But you could have had 10, 15 minutes of chit-chat before the formal meeting. You must include this in your virtual meetings. The easiest way to do this is just to set a quick routine at the beginning of the meeting to go around and check with everyone. How are you? Have everyone speak. How are you? What's happened since we last spoke? How are you feeling today? Because it will change from day to day. You might also at this point start the meeting in a positive thing by saying, what's gone well? What have you learnt? What's gone well? I mean, it might be even something like, I've set up my virtual office, or it might be even the kids are more settled now and we're into a routine. It doesn't matter what it is. Just get people to share something positive and to share a personal update. Then go into your agendaed formal meeting. Also, if you're working from home, if you're working virtually, consider setting up regular moments of chit-chat. So we're all on a Zoom call or a conference call at 3 o'clock every afternoon with a cup of tea, just 15 minutes, just to say hello, how are we? Not everyone has to attend, but it's there for those that do want to attend. And this is where you need to recognise that some members of your team will be introverts and actually really enjoy the working from home. Some are going to be extroverts and they're going to be desperate to talk to someone, and you need to give them the opportunity to talk. Extroverts in this context are people who need to speak in order to think. So you need to give them opportunities to speak in order to sort of sort their ideas out and make decisions going forward. So it's very important to have that social interaction. The next thing is to talk about a vision going forward. One of my clients last week is a beauty salon. I spoke to last week's beauty salon, and she was somewhat despondent because she'd sent her staff home because bookings had fallen right off. So she sent her staff home and she was feeling very despondent. And so I painted the picture for her, and I painted it to her with great, great detail. So I said, there will be a time when you're back in your salon and you're cleaning it out, because it's been closed up for a bit and musty. There'll be a time when you're in your salon making sure that it smells glorious, that you've got fresh flowers on the reception desk, that your staff are there ready to go with big beaming smiles, that your first appointments will be walking in so relieved to find that you're open again and talking about their experiences of being isolated and all that kind of thing. And you could see that with that vision, she brightened up. She brightened up. She was like, yes, Sue, you know what? That will happen. I said, it undoubtedly will happen. And so it was with some relief that she was like, phew, thank goodness for that. So it's time for you to paint a vision for your staff going forward now, because we are going to come out the other side of this. Not sure how long it's going to be, but we will be out of the other side of this, and paint a picture of what it's going to look like on the other side. Your opportunity here is to build a really strong, cohesive team, bonded, creative, cohesive team that's ready, able and up for meeting the challenges of when we come out of this isolation time, which will be facing, unfortunately, a recession. But I know that we can do this, and I know that your team will be here to help you do this. Hope you found this useful. More to come. Take care now. Bye.